Alright, hello Guild Wars 2 gamers, Muckluck here, and we've got some new news that we are going to cover today. If anybody didn't see one of the most recent news videos before this one, today is the upcoming changes and features balance patch that was supposed to come out yesterday. For anybody who was not in the know yesterday, I didn't do a video on this because I didn't think it was it warranted a video, but essentially they had a hardware failure during the night on Monday night. So Tuesday morning when they were going to do the patch, they were still dealing with that hardware failure, and most of their techs had been awake all night, and they were like, you know, we're going to push this back one day because we don't want to not be able to respond to any problems that could come up. So it's on the screen right now. If you want to read this, I'll have it linked in the description if you're interested in this topic. But this is the TLDR is they had to delay the patch one day. So it is now Wednesday morning. They have released the patch, and the patch has almost all of these changes that I have covered in a previous video, and I'm not reading all of this again because that would add another 45 minutes of something that doesn't need to be said to this video. Here are changes that happened today that were not in the last video and the last set of patch notes. So, note to users of third-party programs, your ARC DPS may be broken. Open world changes. Cats and other pets associated with the Extra Life charity donation have appeared in the new sanctuary as well as across Tyria, visible only while under the effects of the Chatoyant Elixir, Infusion, or Lens, which are April Fool's items. Speak with the Extra Pets guide in Lion's Arch to visit the 2025 pets in Paul Nathir. Essentially, when they do the Extra Life stuff, if you make a donation to charity during that and you fill out a special form with a certain person, then you can get a dog or cat in game to be somewhere in the world that has got the name of whatever you want. So a lot of people have put pets, both present and past, in the game with this system. So if you've done that, that is there somewhere. The new Extra Pets Guide NPC in Lion's Arch can provide Chatoyant items and help you instantly travel to the common pet locations from this year and previous years. Visit them outside of the Guild Incentive Headquarters and the Guild Bluff Waypoint. Fixed an issue that caused the defeat to Quaddle the Sunless or complete events in Sparkfly Fen objective in the Wizard's Vault to show incorrect locations. Fixed an issue that caused some Asura gate markers to use a lower resolution icon when viewed in the game environment. All right, below are additions and changes to the balance preview notes we previously shared. These supersede the preview notes, and these were the preview notes here. I'll include a link to those down below if you want them. Elementalist. Blazing Barrage, Seethe, Fissure, and Haboob have all had their power coefficients nerfed in World v World only. Evoker. Rejuvenate, increase the cooldown from 20 to 25 seconds in World v World. Hair's Agility, increase the cooldown from 25 to 30 seconds and reduced blur duration from 2 seconds to 1 in World v World. Zap, reduce the power coefficient from 0.29 to 0.11 in World v World. Familiar's Prowess and Focus, reduce the strike damage from 10% to 5 in World v World for Prowess and from 20% to 12 in World v World for Focus. Now, I've been playing almost exclusively World v World the past couple of weeks. The Evoker changes, not super surprised by them. Maybe just a very tiny bit. There's really two types of Evokers I see in World v World as a solo roaming player. The Road Toad Evokers that use the Earth Toad, and they are like, it's like fighting a brick house. They are very, very tanky if they know what they're doing. And they do a threatening amount of damage, but usually if I can't kill them, I can outrun them. And I can just be like, okay, I can't kill you, you're too tanky, and just run away. And the other one I often see is the Air Hare. Those fights are always really short because they either kill me in 3 seconds or I kill them, or I dodge it and then I kill them in a few seconds because they are glass, but they are a cannon. And this seems to be, aiming at lowering some of the strike damage from that Air Hare to make them a bit less bursty. So that's that. Engineer Amalgam. Symbiotic Shielding, increase the cooldown from 25 to 30 seconds of PvP. Defensive Protocol Thorns, increase cooldown from 25 to 30 seconds of PvP. And Hybrid Vigor, reduce the base barrier from 783 to 623 in PvP. Honestly, I'm surprised they're not doing more changes to that, but that, of course, again, that is in addition to the stuff that is already in here. So we'll see where that puts Amalgam. It is my opinion that Amalgam is the most overpowered thing in PvP or World v World for like 1 versus 1 engagements at this time. As always, take it with a grain of salt. This is coming from the perspective of a Ranger main, but I feel like a good Amalgam, like they're constantly doing lots of damage, lots of mobility. They've got most of the boons in the game, lots of cleansing, plenty of stun breaks. They are generating barrier at a rate that while they're killing you, it is tough to even get them below 120% base health. Like, you can't even get them down to 100% base hit points. Now, that's the good ones. They're not all good, but I feel like the good ones are, it feels like the most imba thing at this time. Again, just my opinion. All right, Guardian. Advancing Strike increased the power coefficient per strike from 1.25 to 1.75 in PvE. Reduced the cooldown from 20 seconds to 18 in PvE. Necro. Life Siphon skill now inflicts bleeding on yourself on the initial cast and no longer has increased healing effectiveness while you are bleeding. Increase the base healing coefficient from 0.0684 to 0.082 in PvE. Increase the base healing coefficient from 0.03 to 0.036 in PvP and World v World. Blood Bank trait will no longer trigger while in shrouds that replace health. So I believe that is targeted toward Ritualist, which can fill their health bar while they're in shroud. There are, others, of course, but Ritualist, I think, would be the primary reason that they're doing that. Augury of Death fixed an issue that caused this trait to grant You Are All Weaklings a cooldown reduction on hit. I didn't know about that one. Ranger. Increase the cooldown when swapping a defeated pet from 35 to 45 seconds in World v World. Oh, man. It wasn't that long ago they changed it from 45 to 35. Or was it like 1 minute down to 35? And so now they're turning it back up. I guess they feel they did it too much. As a Ranger main, this kind of thing just encourages me to never use the glass pets, like the birds, the cats, the Iboga, things like that in World v World, unless it's like just for a very specific reason. Now, obviously, Soul Beast merged with a bird. They have tons of movement, and they don't care if the pet dies because when they merge, it revives it. Iboga's great for like pulling people off of walls if you know how to use it. But if a Willbender like teleports on you and then does their burst, they will kill your pet without even meaning to. Like they are targeting you, and your pet will just die because it's within 10 feet. So stuff like this makes it just like, even more unlikely that I'm going to use the glassy pets. So I don't like that change, but obviously I'm a Ranger main, so. Owl's Flight reduced the power coefficient from 1.65 to 1.35 in World v World. I believe that's the Spear 3, where you throw the spear. Defy Pain Ursine. Is that when you merge with a black bear? Sorry, give me just a second here. I think that's the black bear. Oh, that's the whole bear family. So when you are Soul Beast merged with a black bear, or any bear, this is one of the skills you get, and it is basically Stone Signet. You activate it, and for a few seconds, you are immune to incoming power damage. Conditions can still hurt you. So Defy Pain Ursine, increase the cooldown from 30 to 45 seconds, and reduce duration from 5 seconds to 2 in World v World. I think I've seen one Ranger that was merged with a bear in the last 2 weeks of doing World v World, and I killed him. The thing is, like, I see why they did this, because 5 seconds of power immunity is a lot. At the same time, you don't see this much because a bear, when you're merged with a bear, like whether you have a bear pet or you're merged with it, you don't get any CC options with it. You don't get any movement options with it. And the only utility you get is this extra defensive button. So it's not used very frequently because, you're sacrificing a lot to take this thing. But, because I'm not using it, it doesn't affect me. So, okay. Stone Form, reduce the Signet duration from 5 seconds to 2.5 in World v World. This is another thing similar to Stone Signet that they are nerfing. I'm guessing there was someone running around with like all of these things and they were chaining them together and they were just immune to power damage for like 10 seconds at a time or something. Go for the Throat. Increase the damage bonus of Lesser Sikkim while in Beast mode from 10% to 15 in PvE. reduce the cooldown of Lesser Sikkim from 15 seconds to 10 in PvE, increase the duration from 5 seconds to 8 when triggered by a pet. So that means go for the throat when you are merged with your pet as a soul beast will, do one thing, but if you are using go for the throat with an actual pet next to you and you're not merged with it, you get more time out of it. Light on your feet. This is a short bow trait. Fixed an issue that prevented the bonus from being fully removed when you unequip the trait. Untamed. Ravager's Abandoned. Reduce the power coefficient from 1.25 to 0.8 in World v World only. I believe that's one of the ambushes. Give me just a second here. Ravager's Abandoned. Let me see. Yes, that is the Spear Land Ambush. Okay, so it's getting a power damage nerf. Exploding spores increase the cooldown from 25 to 35 seconds and reduce the number of targets per spore from 5 to 3 in World v World. Forest Fortification, reduce the cooldown reduction per hit from 1 second to half a second in World v World. Ouch, that's big. Valve the Untamed, reduce the outgoing strike damage increase from 15% down to 10%, and reduced incoming strike damage reduction from 15% to 10% in World v World. Gale Shot's Supersonic Arrow, reduced power coefficient from 1.5 to 1.2 in PvP. Pelt, reduced power coefficient from 1.05 to 0.85 in PvP. Feel the Rush, reduce the endurance gain from 15 to 10 in PvP. Revenant changes. Unyielding Impact, increase the energy cost from 5 to 10, reduce the Torment stacks from 4 to 3, and reduce the condition durations from 6 to 4 in PvP only. Thief changes. And once again, just as another reminder, these are all in addition to all the stuff from those previous notes. This is in addition to the old stuff. Death's Retreat, reduce the initiative cost from 7 to 6 in PvP and World v World. Death's Advance, reduce the initiative cost from 5 to 4 in PvP and World v World. Smokescreen, the skill no longer pulses blindness to enemies within its area of effect. Instead, it inflicts debilitating conditions on enemies passing through the smokescreen. Additionally, you gain stealth on exiting the smokescreen, increase the duration from 4 seconds to 6 in PvP. Meld with Shadows trait no longer has reduced efficacy when used with Silent Scope in PvP. Shadow Refuge now additionally grants condition damage and strike damage reduction to allies in the field. Reduce the duration of Stealth per pulse from 2.5 seconds to 2 in PvP and World v World. Daredevil changes. Distracting Daggers fixed an issue that prevented this skill from properly granting interrupt bonuses against defiant enemies. Deadeye changes. Stolen Skills. The threshold for Malice granting stealth reduced from 5 to 3. Death's Judgment skill now deals full damage to the foe targeted by this attack instead of the marked foe. Malice is not consumed, and bonus damage is not dealt if the targeted foe is not marked. Silent Scope. Oh, I really hope they didn't undo this. This trait has been reworked. Okay, so hold on a sec, because this was one of the biggest changes for Thief. So I want to go back here for just a moment. What they previously said is that Silent Scope now grants precision as long as the trait's equipped. You gain additional precision for a short time when you enter stealth. What it used to do is enter stealth when you dodge with a rifle equipped. So if you ever fought a thief and they would appear, blast you, and dodge into invisibility, and then appear somewhere else, blast you, dodge into invisibility, and they just kept doing that, this was how they did it. So what are they changing it to? This trait now grants precision when equipped. Additionally, when you perform a dodge roll, you gain access to your stealth attack if your malice is above the threshold. I'll take it. So dodging is not going to give them invisibility, but they do get to hit you really hard after they dodge. But this still will allow for the more possibility of counterplay because they're not just appearing and disappearing on a constant basis. Warrior Bladesworn. Overcharged Cartridges skill now causes explosion attacks to inflict burning. This now lasts the entire duration instead of according to the number of attacks used. Its duration has been reduced from 10 to 8 seconds, and supercharging the effect now resets the duration and increases burning duration in addition to other effects. And I'm going to refresh the page real quick. Late Notes, Elementalist, Lesser Volcano fixed an issue that caused the skill to apply power coefficient twice. Volcano fixed an issue that caused the skill to apply power coefficient twice. So both of the volcanoes were double dipping. increase the power coefficient from 1.1 to 1.21 in PvE, and reduce the power coefficient from 0.77 to 0.5 in World v World. Okay, so that is all of the new notes, and again, they're in addition to these old notes, and I'm not going to spend 45 minutes rereading these again. That was covered in a previous video, but I will link them down below if you want to read them again. Okay, next thing, let's talk about the other stuff that they have added today. There is some new items in the shop. Let me put this back so I just don't mess up this build. And if we go to the shop here, who likes short shorts? We've got plaid short shorts. You could kind of see them under my coat there. And we got plaid long shorts. So more visible on the taller races, but you've got plaid shorts that go to the knee and plaid shorts that are like booty shorts or something. So those are both an option if you need that. This was not added today, but was added recently since the last news video. It is a Homestead jacuzzi package. You got like an alcohol table, you got a floating inflatable crab, and you can make pools that have bubble jets in them. And these are each Homestead pieces, so you know they're like Lego blocks. You can take them apart, move them around, redo stuff like that. So that's on the shop if you fancy it. Next up, no new Blackline ticket items. I already checked the Blackline ticket stuff. We still have the synergetic stuff there, nothing new there. There is some new Blackline chest stuff. So if I go to Blackline chest and preview it, the boosted jetpack glider and jetpack combo, you can see there's like two little thrusters on my back there, and then there's a glider version of it, and bubble wand sword and dagger. So if I wield it, so here's the sword, and if I move around with it, you'll see it makes bubbles like a bubble wand. So you kill people with a bubble wand. And here's the dagger, which looks very similar. So both of those. Additionally, they have got Dungeon Rush starting today. You can see in the top right corner up here, Dungeon Rush just started today and ends in 6 days, which basically means if you've got any reason that you need to go do dungeons or you just want to try them for the first time, it is way more profitable during this week to do them. So a common example at endgame is legendaries. There are many legendaries that require certain things from specific dungeons in order to, put the legendary together. And this is a good time to do it. It'll be easier to find groups if you want to find a group for it. And it's more profitable for the time you spend in there by doing it now. I think that's pretty much everything. So once again, there was old patch notes, there's new patch notes, a couple of other new changes that went up. We went over the fact that the patch was delayed by 1 day. It went live Wednesday morning, essentially, depending on where you live, but basically went live 24 hours later than it usually does. And I, for one, am very eager to go try out the new Druid toys. So I got some nerfs and I got some buffs. I don't know if it's a net gain or a net loss right now, but there was some nice QOL stuff that I am very eager to go try out and see how it feels. Like this. Look at all those beautiful wisps. I love it. So if you have any questions, problems, thoughts, concerns, put it in the comment section down below, and I will fight you there.